them slave name for heading of the soul. Put them slave name for heading of the soul. Them go proud of them name and put them slave name for heading of the soul. Color mentality now make you hear me now. It's a ransom me make you hear. It's a Williams make you hear. It's a Aliyah make you hear. It's a Muhammad make you hear. It's a Anglican make you hear. It's a Bishop make you hear. It's a Catholic make you hear. It's a Muslim make you hear. The Africa we devil make you hear. The Africa we devil make you hear. Color mentality here. Color mentality here. It's a ransom me make you hear. It's a ransom me make you hear. The Africa we devil make you hear. The Africa we devil make you hear. Color mentality here. Color mentality here.
That group, the American colonization side, that all those blacks who wanted to go, they went to Liberia. They call themselves to the world.
Et après, moi, l'Afrique, c'est dans le mois de l'Afrique.
That's why Frederick Douglass said, we're not going anywhere. We invented
de la communauté noire en général, et ça c'est au docteur Suleiman qui donne l'historique de l'arrivée des Noirs sur le territoire américain, de la genèse de la communauté noire. Il parle du président qui a écrit l'histoire du noir, qui n'a pas pu appeler le mot africain, qui a appelé le mot américain afro-américain.
I think black in his grave, they have a black man in the White House today. Because he would have been surprised. Douglas would say, my 4th of July is real now. Douglas in his grave would say, my 4th of July is real now.
Il donne la genèse de l'Africain et du noir,
now we are. So you see, if you look at the Douglasian
de
narrative,
l'esclavage,
and Booker T becomes very important for you. But Booker T Washington becomes very important for our story. Why did Booker T give us the N-word in the Hispanics? Why, when he gave that famous speech in Atlanta, cast down your bucket where you are?
elle parle de l'histoire de Douglas qui parle de la communauté africaine noire qui a été déportée en Amérique comme esclave et de qu'il a parlé de son discours en Atlanta. Est-ce qu'il a dit, tout ce qu'il a dit a été réalisé? Il a exposé la vie du noir dans la misère. Qu'il a utilisé le mot afro-américain parce qu'il n'a pas pu appeler le mot africain. Il a appelé le noir négro. C'est parce qu'il n'a pas pu utiliser le mot africain.
And they kept their name to this day. Booker T knew that he couldn't use the word African because the word African was being put down by the whites who were now colonizing Africa at the end of slavery.
Dit que les églises noires ici en Amérique s'appellent noirs africains.
The word would come with the word colored. So in the black community, somebody call themselves colored or negro.
Tout simplement l'histoire de quelqu'un qui a essayé d'identifier la race noire et qui ne peut pas appeler le mot africain, qui a donné un nom africain, black, negro et tout, mais c'était pas par insulte, mais tout simplement parce qu'il n'avait pas pu prononcer le nom africain. Donc en fait c'est l'histoire de l'Afrique, du noir, de la communauté noire. Et comment ils ont été installés sur le continent américain.
Now you have Hispanics and you have Asia Pacific because you were the governor of California. That's how the narrative changed. In America, you were either black or.
Que les Américains n'ont que deux négros, ou tu es noir, tu es blanc.
Used to be black. If you look at the head of the NAACP, most were Jewish. Things change. That's the history. We have to know this. We're educated people now. We have to know our history. So if you move forward, as I move along with you, you can see how when
qu'à l'époque, tous les Asiatiques, les Mexicains et tout étaient considérés comme des Noirs. Ça, c'est l'histoire de l'Afrique, du Noir. Il faut connaître l'histoire du Noir.
Extraordinary among black intellectuals in the society, we move forward as black people. Booker T and Du Bois were divided as to strategy. Du Bois felt that we must have a talented 10. There must be 10 people among us who will try to protect us intellectually.
Bref, il raconte l'histoire, la généalogie du Noir et l'arrivée des Noirs sur le continent américain. Et d'où est venu le mot négro, black. Que nous sommes les Noirs intellectuels, nous devons nous battre pour notre communauté. Donc c'est un peu l'histoire africaine qui a été brossée, un peu du Noir qui a été brossée par le docteur Suleiman de l'université Howard Washington, qui donne l'histoire de l'Afrique. Et là c'est une sœur qui est de l'Éthiopie, qui dit qu'elle a vécu longtemps à Washington.
This is the beginning, really,
Mais ce qu'elle
of the
constate
unification of
au
Africans
niveau de la diaspora, nous donne un plaisir
and planning and
que
getting
les
in
Africains
touch with the
partent de
African
s'unir.
nations. And I'm praying and hoping this will be the beginning
que ça c'est le
of
début de
the
l'Union
united
africaine.
African as a whole.
Mais
We
qu'il
need to
faudra
unite.
programmer d'être
We need
avec
to
les nations
develop.
africaines.
We need to learn
J'espère que
about
cela,
each other.
ceci est le début
We need
de
to
l'union, de l'unification de
get
l'Union
in touch
africaine.
with the reality of African
tout.
people in
Nous
Africa.
devons nous unir.
There's a lot of division
Nous devons nous
and
développer. Nous
you
devons
know,
apprendre
bad
l'histoire de
vibes
chacun de nous.
among us. That got to be over. Unless
Nous
we are
devons être en contact avec la réalité en Afrique et ce qui se passe en Afrique.
unless we are
Il y a trop de
united, we will never get out of poverty.
Et des
There will never be
mauvaises
technology.
attitudes entre nous. Cela doit
Reality
finir.
is what we need to get in touch with. And my brother Tamrat
Et seulement si nous
is
sommes
really
unis,
the
nous n'allons
vehicle
pas sortir de la
to
pauvreté.
this. I always
n'allons pas avoir
admire
la
him, not
technologie.
that because he is a
La
brother,
réalité,
but
c'est ce
he's
que
the
nous
starting
devons
point of
affronter.
the unity.
et mon frère
People
Tamara,
like him should be recognized
Il est comme
and
le véhicule
appreciated so the next
commencer.
generation can follow.
je le conseille toujours
You
pas
know,
parce qu'il est un
in
frère.
Africa,
Mais là,
how
au
in the
début
world
de l'unité
can
africaine,
we
les gens
just sit
l'aiment.
here and say
gens comme lui devraient
we
être
left
reconnus et
Africa because there is no
appréciés.
life?
Pour que la,
We're sitting on
les
the
générations
diamond,
futures
on the gold,
euh,
on the whole
suivent son
world
exemple.
wealth and beg a piece of bread.
Comme Africains,
And
pourquoi nous allons nous
brain
asseoir ici
out of Africa.
et dire que nous avons laissé l'Afrique parce qu'il n'y a pas de...
We got to start.
Nous
This
avons
should be
plein
the
de
starting
diamants,
point right
d'or,
here, right now, today.
plein de bonnes choses à
There
l'Afrique.
is no way in the world we can
Et
say
les intellectuels
this is
qui
from
ont
that
fui
part of
l'Afrique
Africa.
pour aller à
No,
l'extérieur.
Africa must come to unite.
Et ça doit être le début. Le début de l'Union.
And I
Il n'y a
will
pas
just
de
say
place
this
dans le
thing.
monde. Que nous allons dire que ça c'est
in
de ce côté de
Israel,
l'Afrique.
I think
L'Afrique doit être
the
unie.
lady, I forgot her name. She started with 7 people in her kitchen.
Je vais dire
Bring
ceci.
the lady's name. The one who liberated Israel
En
the first
Israël.
time. Golda Meir, yeah. She started with 7 people in her kitchen cooking
La dame a
some little
commencé.
bread and tea.
Wow. La
She
dame qui a
started
libéré
from there
l'Israël
and
pour la
liberated her
première
country.
fois. Voyez-vous?
It's not how many people,
Elle a commencé avec
it's
cette
how
personne dans
quality
sa
and
cuisine.
devoted that we are.
Autour d'un pain. Elle a commencé à libérer son pays.
We can come and tell a story of our individual history and history of what has been done.
La façon d'être involved.
But I'm going to say
puis
that telling
faire la
history is
force.
good, so we can
Nous
teach our
pouvons
children.
venir
But getting in
parler
touch with
de
reality
l'histoire
and make something
individuelle
out of
de
Africa
chacun de
and
nous, comment nous avons été touchés.
African united
Mais
and
dire
develop
l'histoire, c'est
Africa
bien.
is what we're dreaming of. And we got to use
Mais
our knowledge and
toucher la
energy
réalité et
back
avoir
to
touché le
Africa. It's
positif de
time.
l'Afrique.
It's
Et
time.
l'union
We're
de
not going to
l'Afrique et
be
développer
called
l'Afrique, c'est ce que nous
monkeys,
devons
no brains. No, we
faire.
have
Nous
brain.
devons
We're
utiliser notre
proving that.
connaissance, notre énergie.
There is a lot of
C'est le
brain, there
temps
is a
maintenant.
lot of knowledge, there is a
C'est le
lot of education going on. We got to
Nous
have
n'allons pas
in
continuer à être
touch
appelés
with
des
Africa.
singes qui n'ont pas d'intelligence.
And we can have
Nous
a
avons
lot
plein
of impact.
d'intellectuels,
Right. Use the
plein
media.
de
Talk to
personnes
the
qui connaissent,
leaders there.
mais nous devons être en contact
And
avec
teach them, the young people, to rise up and be proud
nous
of
pouvons
Africa.
faire avoir un impact.
That is the starting point. And this is what I say.
Utilisons les médias, parlons de leaders.
In
Parlons de leaders.
conclusion, I'm going to say
Nous devons nous
again,
lever, être
people
fiers
like
d'être
Tamrat
africains. Et moi, c'est ce
should
que
be
je dis.
more. You're going to have to
conclusion,
duplicate yourself, Tamrat. Xerox copy
Les gens
yourself.
comme Tamrat
And
doivent
really,
être
it's a
plus
lot
fiers.
of you, extremely
Tamrat,
knowledgeable,
tu dois être
highly
multiplié.
educated. I'm
Il faut
so
copier ta personnalité.
humbly say thank you
C'est beaucoup
for
d'entre
being
vous
part of this occasion.
qui sont
It
tellement
should rise up, it should
intellectuels,
multiply,
bien
it should be
élevés.
big. And God is going to provide us.
Je vous dis
And I
merci
pray. Thank you.
d'avoir cette occasion. Nous devons nous lever, nous devons nous multiplier et Dieu va nous aider. Et je prie pour ça. Merci.
And so, as he told the story, he said people were becoming nervous. He said, well, is there going to be enough room at this table that you want everybody to come to? So then he told them, said, well, you know what, we don't have to worry about it because we can just build a
C'est dans l'histoire de la communauté noire, la généalogie, de comment la communauté noire a commencé, comment les noirs sont arrivés sur le sol américain. Et un appel un peu à la communauté noire et africaine pour l'union. Et là, c'est une table ronde. Où plusieurs leaders africains se sont mis ensemble pour partager leurs connaissances. Celui-ci dit que ça va pas être facile, mais j'ai une vision, il dit qu'il a une vision de voir que les Africains et les Noirs en général se développent. La diaspora africaine ici doit être unie.
The common link right now is really education is what we do. We had to.
Ils sont basés sur l'éducation.
Understand the fact that if we are divided, we're not able to get anything done.
Ils pensent que si les gens sont divisés, ils ne peuvent pas progresser.
You can have 20 non-profits, for example, apply for this one grant.
Ils ont eu 20 organisations qui ont appliqué pour s'unir et développer la race noire. Mais le problème, c'est d'être ensemble, de s'unir ensemble, de mettre ses forces ensemble pour le bien-être de la communauté noire. Je ne peux rien faire sans les autres. Mais l'idée générale, c'est de créer un environnement où nous pouvons nous mettre ensemble et coordonner nos efforts. Donc, c'est le mois de la célébration de la race noire. Nous avons le festival africain.
I forgot to say that Montgomery County was the first county in the entire state of, well, in the entire United States.
Montgomery County est la première province qui regorge le plus.
Did a proclamation, and in 2012, the White House has given us confirmation that they will do a formal proclamation of September as African Heritage Month, which is a big deal.
Que la Maison Blanche a promis de leur donner une place pour l'héritage africain noir. Les gens doivent se supporter et avoir des ressources. Mais tout vient de l'union. Le problème, ce n'est pas par individu, mais c'est comment nous pouvons avoir un impact sur la communauté. Donc, c'est un peu comme ça, une table ronde où les frères noirs essayent d'apporter leur savoir et partager ce qu'ils connaissent avec le reste de la communauté, particulièrement la communauté noire.
Segments of the community, business, education, academicians, professionals, and so forth. But the short answer to your question is that we need somewhere a forum, an organization, an umbrella that connects the dots.
I guess
That's
for us at CAS and the Congressional Staff Association, the diaspora is as tribal as Africa. And when we're talking about, we are still suffering from the conflict of Berlin in 1885. We're in 53 countries right now. Right? So, 55. There you go. More from 60. And a lot of
Non, en fait, on a pris ce forum qui a été organisé pour le mois de la race noire continue. Et c'est plein d'intervenants ici, là, des compagnies, des organismes, des individus, des individuels, qui se sont mis ici pour partager leurs connaissances et l'histoire de la race noire et comment la race noire peut s'entraider entre elles pour permettre que nous évoluions et que nous atteignions le sommet comme les autres.
For instance, that promote good governance and human rights and democratic values for the nations. Most of the diaspora here, it's very hard for them to actually advocate for better trade because most of them, and I'll just use the community I come from. The Sudanese community here mostly tend to be against the government of Sudan, so they are much more concerned about promoting democracy. They're not going to be promoting free trade agreement or such a thing, especially that Sudan leads on the sanctions. These are some of the things. But there are other issues that also, and one more point, and for a lot of those who care about national security and commerce, you can actually tell them that the United States is lagging behind. China is completely almost taking over everything in Africa. I mean, they're in Angola, they're in Cote d'Ivoire, they're in Sudan, they're in South Africa, they're in Namibia, they're in Botswana. I can name it everywhere, even in North Africa, the Arab countries. So why we are losing, and there's a huge, strong, well-educated African diaspora and Native African Americans who've been here, we need to actually come under that and try to promote United States national interest in the African continent.
Thank you so much. At this point, we're going to wrap up this first panel. And this particular panel is on new opportunities for connecting and strengthening the diaspora. We thank you so much, Rosie Henry of the DC Mayor's Office in African Affairs. Hassanatu Lake of representing the diaspora of African definitely not least Mr. Moon Yusuf Subab, President of the Congressional South Association, member of the Senate Black Legislative Staff Caucus, and also member of the Congressional African Staff Association. Thank you so much
Tamrat has, I think, shared with some of you an article that I just wrote a couple of weeks ago called My Love Affair with Ethiopia. I wrote this for my company's newsletter, and it went out to about 70 employees all over the country, and it kind of tells my story, and I'm happy to share it with those of you who may not have seen it already, but basically I've been to Ethiopia 4 times, and now I can also say that I've been to Senegal once, and you know, the more I see of Africa, the more interested and excited I get about it. You know, even though I'm white, I actually consider myself African because basically I believe that all humanity came from Africa, and so Africa can be a unifying theme not just for Africans, but for everybody if they just realize where they came from and that people have more in common than they have that splits them apart. So that's my philosophy. I'm a banker by profession, but my avocation is really interest in Ethiopia, and I'm on the board of an organization called Ethiopia Reads, which builds libraries for children over there and publishes bilingual books. And, it's an organization that I really deeply believe in. I was just recently at their board meeting in Denver for a weekend last month, and you're going to be hearing more about this because later this spring I'd like to do a fundraiser for the organization so that we can continue our important work. And I believe that people who read, kids who read, thrive and grow and, you know, become aware of the world and they're our future, and we have an obligation to educate them wherever they are. Thank you.
Merci.
in these
Donc,
procurement
cette
processes.
conférence
So
continue et
our
là,
department was charged to do that. Now, having said that, now we're looking at a global perspective where just recently we were awarded a $500,000 grant from the Small Business Administration.
Et là, c'est une conférence qui encourage les petites et moyennes entreprises.
The program itself is called STEP, for State Trade and Export Promotion. What we're calling
cette table ronde, c'est un peu le mixage de toutes les filières qui font dans les affaires et qui aident toute la communauté noire, qui veut aider la communauté noire, qui veut faire dans les affaires, à étendre leurs affaires et à mieux comprendre le monde des affaires. Celui-ci dit que sa compagnie peut aider les petites et moyennes entreprises à mieux s'implanter.
There's a lot more to say about this. I'm sure there will be several questions. But we are in charge of even doing some trade missions. As Director Mezzi stated, we do have a sister city agreement with South Africa. That's one of the trade missions that we're going to be doing. We're going to help local companies get introduced to the South African market. There's certain criteria that you
Mais il faut avoir certaines
before you
caractéristiques avant de venir les voir.
Talk about in more detail later. But
particulièrement la ville de Washington DC essaie de devenir une communauté internationale. Pardon, venez nous rencontrer si vous avez des questions. Donc c'est comme ça continue comme ça. Puisque nous sommes dans la Washington DC pour le mois de célébration de la race noire. Et là, les intervenants vont intervenir ici un par un pour essayer d'apporter leur expérience, leur connaissance à la communauté noire qui recherche le bien-être.
Blacklist at the National Portrait Gallery of Art this week, and it really speaks a lot to what Black Americans are doing as entrepreneurs, as internationalists. The African Trade Office was started in 2008. We had a fantastic director who really got us off to a wonderful start, helped us to get branded. We are, as far as the SBA is concerned, the only African Trade Office that they have been, directly supporting. We've received a grant of about $400,000 in 2008, and since then, we all know what's happened to a lot of earmarks. That's kind of dwindled. But our purpose, basically, our mission, was and continues to be to increase trade between African and U.S. small businesses. Okay, what we do that in a number of ways, and basically education, outreach, trade, and investment. We kind of have started. We are under a new administration now. Okay, and there's been a shift in our international business division. Okay, the African Trade Office is housed within the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. That international division is no longer almost exclusively on Africa, but on other regions of the world.
Continuer à présenter cette table ronde où beaucoup de connaissances sont partagées, beaucoup d'experts sont autour de cette table et qui aident la communauté noire à comprendre beaucoup de choses dans le monde des affaires. Ils sont de tous les bords.
Well, I would continue. I think we have decided that we're revamping a lot of what's going on in the Africa Trade Office. Because of reduced resources, I think we're going to have to focus a lot more on trade, on transactions, on, for example, instead of having a lot of educational sessions and seminars, we're really trying to target organizations that are specifically focused on export-import, okay, or foreign direct investment. We have, for example, on the 23rd and 4th of April, okay, a federation of Francophone West African exporters, importers, education specialists, and others coming here to meet with small businesses just for that, food processing companies. that's kind of the focus. And I think we'll see a lot more of that and a lot less of sort of didactic interaction. Though we will continue with our showcase course, which is Export One Africa. It's an 8-week course that helps to demystify international business for our CEOs and their business development officers. We're finding that the participants in our programs have primarily been African immigrants because they are unafraid to tackle some of the challenges that you would face doing business in Africa. And so it becomes a place when you have American businessmen and women taking that course along with them, it creates a dialogue. It starts to open up understanding of how business can be engaged. The county, this is the other thing, in terms of just new opportunities, county has an incentive fund of about $50 million, you've probably seen it in the papers, to encourage investment in Prince George's County. Just about 3 weeks ago, I got notice that that is extended and very much extended to companies interested, international firms interested in investment in Prince George's County. So jobs, jobs, jobs is the county executive's message to us and all agencies, even for international business development. How do we attract companies to the county that will generate jobs, even international firms?
Hi, how are you? My name is Adamayo. I'm an artist. I'm a painter.
Là, c'est un autre intervenant qui dit qu'il est artiste.
But I came here to help my brother, support my brother, and the cause of
Il aimerait supporter ses frères noirs.
It would be easy for you to see my artwork. So
c'est mieux de voir mes œuvres artistiques et me poser des questions. Merci d'être là ce soir. Dans cette conférence qui continue à être présentée par l'organisateur du bureau du maire de DC, qui s'occupe des affaires africaines. Et là, nous allons avoir une reconnaissance d'un des nôtres qui va être reconnu ici, honoré par un prix. Il travaille avec la communauté africaine basée à Washington.
Hampton College in London. He's currently board member of the Council of Latino Agencies.
Sa biographie est donnée comme étudiant. Il a eu ses diplômes en Angleterre. Et on l'honore là pour le bon travail que sa communauté effectue pour la race noire. Basée à Washington. Ils essaient de prévoir des trainings pour aider les Africains et la race noire à acquérir une connaissance et d'obtenir un certificat qui pourra les aider. Et là, le prix est remis pour féliciter le bon travail fait par cette communauté qui se base particulièrement sur la race noire, la race démunie, en les entraînant et en les aidant à avoir un métier. Et je suis content. Et je suis content d'être là ce soir. C'est bien d'être reconnu par les siens et j'apprécie cela. Merci pour le prix.
Citywide Computer Training Center and the
Citywide ordinateur. Compagnie, c'est une communauté, c'est une compagnie africaine. Nous entraînons les futurs techniciens de demain et les individus sont entraînés chez nous, spécialement quand vous êtes de la classe pauvre. Notre vision, c'est de former les gens en technologie. Nous essayons d'entraîner les gens pour obtenir le GED qui est comme le niveau du baccalauréat hein, pour les enseignements adultes. Nous invitons les compagnies dans notre compagnie pour essayer de recruter ce que nous formons. La diaspora. C'est la compagnie particulièrement faite par la diaspora africaine qui essaie d'aider la communauté. Si vous avez le temps, venez donner de vos services à cette organisation. Si vous êtes un immigrant et que vous arrivez sur le sol américain, vous avez besoin de survivre. Il y a des blancs, il y a des gens bien qui viennent pour participer à la stabilité de ces gens. Nous savons que c'est dur de vivre dans ce pays. Venez donner vos services, aider quelqu'un à apprendre. Il y a beaucoup de gens qui ont des problèmes pour parler l'anglais, mais qui ont besoin d'apprendre la technologie. C'est ça. Mais nous demandons aux Africains de la diaspora de jouer leur part, leur contribution. Merci encore et c'est des exemples comme ça que nous encourageons dans la communauté, des gens qui se donnent pour le succès de leur frère.
We have a dancers group from Richmond,
from
Baltimore, and locally the African Heritage Dancers and Drummers, the Ethiopian Sister Group, and several groups will be coming here. And it's going to be a great event. It's going to be held in Anacostia in honor of Douglas, the first freed slave, and the program when Mr. Wilson started the Black History Month, he considered one of the reasons because it was his birthday and President Lincoln's birthday. So we're going to do that over there. And next month we are trying to put together, if everything works out, the conference. It's going to be at the African Heritage Dance on 1320 Good Hope Road. And next month also we're planning to do the conference. But every month we're going to have the second Thursday, the Ethio Mixer. This is an opportunity to meet and discuss like that. Generally, this is the lowest we have, but generally there will be people about 40 to 60 generally. And then we'll definitely have on May 5 the Ethiopian Victory Day, and we'll put a red of flower in front of the African American Civil War Memorial. So we have a lot of things, and I will appreciate that you came today. And please give me send us suggestion what we can do together. And I appreciate it very much.
It looks like we really did a wonderful, great day. I'm so happy. It's like a holiday right now. Listen, the point of all this discussion is not to walk away and say I've been there and that was nice. The point of this discussion and the panelist information is for you to continue to network with us, to stay connected with each other. You heard all the valuable remarks that the presenters gave. I wanted you to be able to act on it. We want you to know, let us know what you want us to address. Stay connected in terms of exchanging ideas. Also, please make sure you fill out the evaluation.
It's really important that we have these kinds of events in which the older generation and the younger generation can come together and talk about Africa. Just happy to be here tonight. Thank you all. Thank you very much.
Où les jeunes et les vieux peuvent venir ensemble et parler ensemble de l'Afrique. Je suis content d'être là ce soir.
Personal stories. I really enjoyed the story about Katanga as well. And Captain Getachew, when you get back from Ethiopia, George Mason University, they are open to anybody who wants to study. They can go back to school, by the way. FYI. Yes. And definitely, and for Mrs. Kemi, about All Eyes on Africa, I've always been very passionate about Africa as a whole. I've always felt a very deep connection, maybe because I grew up here and was born here, so that being disconnected from it makes you want to overconnect, I guess. And so when I think about All Eyes on Africa, I really do think it can be a platform for a lot of people to really maybe see, okay, how we live here and we're doing good, and now what are we going to do with the piece of pie that we have that is rightfully ours here? How are we going to translate and use that as leverage to kind of fix some things in Africa that you can't just be comfortable here and just completely be isolated and just, oh, we go and visit, catch some sun and then come back here. It doesn't work that way. So we need to really reconnect with the real issues on the ground floor in Africa and try and figure out how we can use media to do that. And so that's really what I would love to see moving forward. And it's always a pleasure to be in the company of wonderful people like yourselves. And thanks again.
Utilisons les médias et put them slave name for heading up the soul. Put them slave name for heading up the soul. Them go proud of them name and put them slave name for heading up the soul. Color mentality now make you hear me now. It's a ransom we make you hear. It's a Williams we make you hear. It's a Aliyah we make you hear. It's a Muhammad we make you hear. It's a Anglican we make you hear. It's a Bishop we make you hear. It's a Catholic we make you hear. It's a Muslim we make you hear. The Africa we never make you hear. The Africa we never make you hear. Color mentality here. Color mentality here. It's a ransom we make you hear. It's a ransom we make you hear. The Africa we never